now began again at 7:01 p.m. The next order of business is the report of the treasurer.
Happy GBM 9, everyone. For tonight's catering, we have Italian night, so chicken Alfredo, home-style meat lasagna, baked ziti, which is vegetarian, garlic breadsticks, a garden side salad, and then assorted cookies as well. The chicken Alfredo and the lasagna are both halal. And update-wise, I do have a little bit of a shorter report. I've just been working on our stipend paperwork for our e-board and working with DS on that. Attended USC tailgate. Thank you for everyone that came and volunteered. We couldn't have done it without you guys, and the event speaks for itself, how many people were there, how much traction it got, and also how much attention it brought to USG as well. I've completed our cleaning supplies order for DOS, and I placed our reservation for the USG Fall Social at Pompeii. So that's going to be an event at the end of semester, December 2nd, for us to celebrate our accomplishments for the semester. And I've been working on organizing one-on-ones with all my committee members, and I've ordered our catering for the next meeting. For opportunity-wise, any tech or STEM majors, I think it's on anyone's COE. There's a scholarship opportunity I recommend you guys take a look at. It's last mile education, which they support students who are near or near-ish to graduating. And what's really awesome about it is you don't have to submit a FAFSA or anything. So you can just talk about whatever you need the money for. And I have not heard of anyone ever being denied from it, or they've always at least gotten something. I've gotten something for it, so I highly recommend you guys take a look. And then also, please take food home as well. We have a bunch always left over, and a lot of that gets thrown away. So if you want anything, feel free to grab a plate.
All right, thank you. Are there any questions or comments? Yep.
Is the scholarship opportunity open to international students?
I believe so. I think so.
Are there any other questions or comments for Michael's report? If not, the report of the treasurer will be filed. Next, we have the report of the speaker. All right. Happy GBM 9, guys. It's the second to last GBM of the semester. Also, happy Veterans Day. Thank you to any service members that you know. I love seeing everyone help out with tailgate. I wasn't able to stay till the end, but the setup was great. The vibes were great. I'm glad it turned out well. Updates, I met with interim speaker Sajal, as we do every week, to finish planning the social, and we'll be meeting again Thursday at 4 in the office just to look around for what decorations there are and choosing any decorations from the office. And then the forms for the point system are in my report. If, I don't know, you don't find them in packet email, you'll see them in my report as well. And then just another round of applause to interim speaker Sajal for leading the meeting in my absence last week. And kind of lastly, it's not in my report, but Sajal did send an email earlier yesterday, I think, regarding the RSVP for the social. Please fill that out. The deadline for that is going to be Wednesday, mainly because we're also doing a Secret Santa at the social, and so if you're interested in kind of taking part of that at the social, we need a little bit of time to pair everyone up with each other for the Secret Santa, and also if you are taking part, so that you guys have the better half of 2 weeks to purchase any presents or put together a gift for the Secret Santa event. So look forward to that, and make sure to fill that out by Wednesday. We'll send a reminder email, but just keep that in mind. And then other than that, does anyone have any questions or comments? Michael?
Are we doing a price limit for the
Yes,
Santa?
so that's in the form,
Okay.
but it's a recommended amount of $10 to $15. You're welcome to spend under or above, that's up to you, but that's kind of the recommended amount.
Yes, with those people participating in the Secret Santa, I was wondering if there's anything that we can do, a Google Docs about a wish list for each person that is under $15. Just
Yeah, of course. That's a really great idea. After we get the list together from the form, so that's why it's important to fill it out Wednesday, because that's a great idea. What we'll do is, for everyone that's filled it out by the deadline, we'll email everyone to get a kind of gift wish list out. And once we receive that information, then we'll do the pairing up, getting the gifting, and then send that information out to everyone, if that makes sense. Right, okay.
So I was just checking the representative point system form, and I realized that there's kind of like an error in the form. It says like, what events did you go to, and it just says option 1.
Oh.
So I just wanted to point that out.
All right, thank you. I'll make sure to fix that up. For that, if you do want to track anything that's not on the form immediately, or I don't know, I'll fix the form today, but anything in the past, you can email me so that I'll just have that as a note for the form.
I don't think I saw this on there, but is there a dress code for this one?
Not really. You can come as casual or not if you want to. It is more of a casual formal. It's just kind of like a get-together for all of us to celebrate and enjoy the end of the semester.
I know last year it was formal, and I feel like that was kind of fun.
You want to do formal?
I would, like, we can vote on it if anything, but I like
okay.
doing
We
formal.
can vote on it. So, I don't know. All those in, let's do a division of the house, so it's kind of easier to see. All those in favor, please raise your hand if you'd like a more formal experience for the USG Social.
Oh, I don't think so.
Wait, I have a question.
Mhm.
So, all right, obviously, if it's formal, you know, like possibly tie, dress, whatever. But on the opposite scale, are we talking like Christmas pajamas or like, how casual is casual?
Michael?
Last year, like, it was like formal, but it wasn't like you had to do like a suit and tie. It was just like, you know, like dress up really nice. Like it's like a really nice, like a really nice dinner kind of like vibe.
All right.
But what about like the opposite end of it?
I don't.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily mind wearing like Christmas pajamas, but
Maybe that could be something we do for next semester. But
Yeah.
Well, I'd assume it would just be a casual, so people would just
True.
wear like
Yeah.
jeans,
Yeah.
sweatpants, like.
true.
okay.
Okay, so formal vote again. We'll do a division of the house. So raise your hand if you'd like to do a more formal experience for the USG Social. Okay, solid majority. Then the dress code will be a more business casual to business formal. You can dress up as formal as you want to, but it's kind of going to be that vibe. As for a theme, if you are interested in maybe suggesting a theme for the formal for people to dress up to, that's once again included on the RSVP form for the USG Social. So if you are interested in suggesting that, please fill out the form. If not, are there any other questions or comments for my report? Victoria?
I'm not sure if there's anything left to plan since the social is so cool, but if there's anything that you need help with, is it still an option to participate in the organization of it?
Yeah, of course. I think we just have kind of like little things to plan for how we're going to order the events and things like that. If you want to help out or just want to input any ideas on that, we'll be, both me and Sajal, in the office 4 p.m. on Thursday. We also meet over Zoom on Saturday if you want to join us. But yeah. Mhm. Also, feel free to email any ideas to me if you have any. Yeah. Other than that, are there any other questions or comments for the speaker's report? If not, the report of the Speaker of the House will be filed. Next, can we have the report of the Chief of Staff?
Teresa's not here, so she asked me to read her report. So she says, Happy GBM. Last week, she had last week's Chief of Staff check-ins with DIC Director Sami, DIC Director Long, and CLC Director Nair. And this week, she's going to have her Chief of Staff check-ins with Treasurer Clement, SSC Director, and LAC Director Giorgio. And as for the UIC tailgate, she says that the tailgate was a huge success. Thank you for everyone that attended, and she hopes that you had an amazing time. And then coffee, cocoa, cookies, and careers was today. Shout out to Director Kokadokiapu and the Student Success Committee for all of your hard work. And then for the BSMS in psychology, she has an update. Dr. Roitman, the head of the psychology department, is now working with her team to see what this program might look like in the future. And as always, if you have any questions, you can email her.
All right, thank you. With that, the report of the Chief of Staff will be filed. Next, we have the report of the Diversity and Inclusion Committee Chair.
Hello everyone, happy GBM 9. So last week I met with the program coordinator of the Arab American Cultural Center, and we are having a final De-Stress Week event in which we will be giving away different stuff like teas from different cultures. As well, on top of that, I had my bi-weekly check-in with Chief of Staff Lisa, and I met Advisor Carlos for the monthly meeting. And today I just met Trey and Michael to discuss staff to order for the Thanksgiving dinner. If you have any questions related to that, you can ask me or email me.
All right, are there any questions for the DIC Director? If not, the report of the DIC Director will be filed. Next, we have the report of the Legislative Affairs Committee Chair.
Welcome to week 12. Not a lot of updates, but I met with Chief of Staff Kroger earlier today. I'm meeting with Advisor Mata during this week, and then some committee updates. We obviously had our Hunger Free Awareness Week going on. And then on top of that, we're continuing to do some bill tracking, so hopefully next semester we can start supporting bills going through our current legislators. That's the goal for next semester. And then we're also planning a mental health event for during the January inauguration. And then we're also planning some spring events with Student Legal Services and the UIC Police. Sajal had a meeting with SLS, and we kind of found out that they have massive issues with attendance. The UIC held an event talking about domestic violence, and not a single person on campus showed up. So we are trying to pair with them to come up with some ideas. They offer free legal services to students. So if you guys have any ideas about what you're interested in, so we've kind of talked about like visas, housing, things like that you're interested in learning about or think that students on campus need to learn about, feel free to reach out because we're just brainstorming some ideas currently. Other than that, that's all.
All right, thank you. Are there any questions for the LAC Director's report? If not, the report of the Legislative Affairs Committee Chair will be filed. Next, can we have the report of the Public Affairs Committee Chair?
Hi everyone. Happy GBM 9. This week we finalized the Finals Week Mental Health Giveaway Bill. And then I just sent an email because I realized that all my links don't work. And these are important links for you guys to have. So the email that I sent has a form for everyone to fill out. Please fill it out by Wednesday, and it will take merch sizes. And then it has all the links for what we've decided we'll be ordering for everyone. There won't be, like past years, they've done a lot of like giving you options, but this year, because how the funding works out, we just separated it into like 3 things that everyone will get. So hopefully there's something you'll get that you really like at least. And it'll take sizes for the quarter zip and the t-shirt. And then there's also a vote. I put on my report that colors for the beanie and straw tumbler, but on the form I also put that up to a vote because I want you guys to like them. So please fill that out ASAP so we can put in the merch orders. And in the email, I also resent out the form for stoles and ropes for graduating seniors. It'll ask if you're graduating in the fall and in the spring. We'll be putting in orders for both of those now. If you have any questions, please email me or ask me after the meeting. And then I also attended the homecoming tailgate. That was super great. Shout out to Estrella for helping take photos for Instagram. They turned out great. And then we had our weekly committee meeting. I met with Carlos this week, and I also attended the check-in with Chief of Staff Progrery. And then also connecting student leaders is coming up. I think as Delai said, make sure you inform any of your e-board members for clubs you're in. And then also you guys are invited as representatives of student government. So if you would like to come, please fill out the RSVP form. And then you can just write like under organization, like USG, because it'll be a great opportunity for you guys as well. So I think I sent that link out in my email as well. If you have any questions, please ask.
All right, are there any questions for the PAC Director's report? If not, the report of the PAC Director will be filed. Next, can we have the report of the Director of Student Success?
All right, so good evening, everyone. Happy GBM 9. So today was the Coffee, Cocoa, Cookies, and Career event. For those of you that volunteered at the event, thank you guys for coming. I really appreciate it. We had about 87 individuals come to the event, which is great. We had our Business Career Center, our LAS Career Development and Internship Center, our Study Abroad Office, UREF, Career Services, and SLCE at the event, which was great. So they had to do bingo cards and kind of learn about our services on campus and resources. So it was really exciting. I also got a bunch of stuff for the raffle. So if you were there, that raffle will be figured out this week, and I'll be getting it to them via email sometime later this week. So thank you for coming if you came to the event. I'm meeting with Chief of Staff Gregory later this week on Wednesday. President Assad and I will be meeting with Sandy to discuss OER. I'll be meeting with Carlotta Johnson to discuss some student success aspects with a rapid tutoring response system. The Career Services Leadership Council Student Advisory Board application is due this Friday. So I'd encourage you guys to repost. That post is on the USG Instagram. I'd encourage you guys to repost it, tell your friends about it. I encourage you guys to apply to it and to also get your networks and send it to your networks to kind of make sure that we have a diverse amount of students representing the UIC student populace to make sure that we can really expand our career services opportunities for UIC to make sure that we can do the best that we possibly can. So SSE, we had one-on-ones that started last week and that will be continuing, which is great. So we've been kind of looking at individual initiatives, ranging from individual ideas to more collective ideas, and improving different websites and such. Future events is the Study Palooza event, which was the bill that was passed today. Essentially, more information regarding that event will be coming very soon. And another thing that's not on here, but I did want to mention, is that student trustee Basa and I have started discussing kind of an idea that we kind of started last year, but it's an idea more so rooted in like a guaranteed type of internship program for the university, but kind of a large scale idea, but broadening it to working with UIC Career Services, our Alumni Association. Now this idea is something that very well is not going to happen in our time, but more so setting up the foundation for this and the framework and seeing if this is a feasibility. So Student Success Committee will be collectively working on this, but I also wanted to open it up. It is a very large scale effort that requires quite a bit of research. So in case any of you guys as reps are interested in working on this initiative, please feel free to reach out to me, and I can definitely add you as we really get the ball rolling on these meetings and starting to see the feasibility of implementing this at the university level. My final, and Asa and both Teresa had this in their report, but Dr. Jamie Roitman, who is essentially the head of the Department of Psychology, so something that the former president, Matthew Almendras, Asa, and myself were working on last year was creating this joint BS/MS program in psychology. Now, this is something that was very difficult to kind of contact and realistically implement, because starting a new program at the university is extremely difficult to do, because if you're also part of the UIC Senate, it has to go through the Senate. There's multiple educational committees it has to go through. But the very first step is that we need to get a kind of like a department to sponsor it, to kind of advocate for that. So after months and months of advocating, that first email being sent out on April 11th, another email being sent out November 7th, we did finally get a response where Dr. Roitman has officially said that her academic administrative team will be looking into this and constructing a plan about its implementation. So that advocacy did pay off, and the result is that now we have a possibility of that joint program. So as undergraduate student government, we're here to advocate for our students, to advocate for mental health advancements in our society and at the University of Illinois Chicago. So it's joyful to see that our advocacy does pay off. So I'm excited to share this with all of you. Thank you, and I yield my time to questions.
All right, are there any questions for the SSC's report?
I just want to say the form doesn't work if I click on it, I have to copy it and then paste it somewhere. Just want to
I think that's a PDF issue.
Is this the Career Leadership
Yeah.
Council?
the career service.
I was just able to open it.
Huh?
I was just able to open it.
Here, let me see if I can just test it.
We just sent up the actual like email. I think it depends on the computer sometimes.
I will send an email with it.
No, it's fine. I opened it. I copied it.
Oh, you got it. Okay.
All right. Are there any other questions or comments regarding the SSC Chair's report? Yep.
What was the reasoning behind like creating the joint program and especially in psychology?
Yeah, so in the current state of our nation, essentially there is an upscale in the amount of essentially mental health issues, especially at the university level. So the former administration and essentially the former director of student success, Asa, and as a student success rep and chief of staff, Progre, who was the mental health commissioner, it was the idea that if we can advocate for a joint bachelor's and a master's degree in psychology, that can lead towards creating more clinical psychologists that essentially can help unburden what our society with the more so providing more resources for students who face mental health circumstances to allow them the opportunity to get the help that they need are just wants at the end of the day. So more so by creating this joint BS/MS program that other universities already have, so this was done with quite a bit of research, there was a formal proposal made and such. The goal here was more so, is it possible here at UIC that we can create a program so that we can allow more opportunities for clinical psychologists to essentially be created so that students have the opportunity to go to them, and there are more of them in the country. So this is not just like a UIC issue, but this is like a nationwide issue that at a university level, is there something that we could do? And this is something that the couple of us from last year started advocating for last year and continued under my purview as director this year. Yes.
Just out of curiosity, if you don't mind sharing, how did this actual process start? So you guys decided that there's a need or there's a gap in this?
That's a good question. Okay, I think it started with more so Matthew Almendras, Asa aside, and myself. I think we just sat down. Asa asked me, he was like, hey, are you interested in doing this joint? Yes. I'm like, being the rep that I was like, sure, why not? So I ended up sitting on a meeting with Matthew and him, and we started writing a proposal. Eventually, when Teresa became the commissioner during the second semester, we essentially sat down together, we firmed out the proposal, I emailed out Dr. Roitman, she didn't respond, she ghosted me, but it was towards the end of the semester, so I was really busy. So I sent out, we kind of discussed it, we looked into UIC Senate, so seeing the feasibility of that area, and then afterwards, once we figured out kind of the systems that needed to be in place to actually create the program, and after looking at aspirant institutions, so for those of you that don't know what an aspirant institution is, an institution that UIC aspires to be, so like looking at what other universities do to see if it can be implemented here at UIC, and kind of seeing if it's at a different university, it's probably very well that we can bring it here to UIC. And that's for kind of any initiative, our idea, and that's kind of how I encourage SSC reps to like research as well. But basically looking at that that and seeing that other schools have this, so why can't we at UIC implement it and kind of do our part? So that led to writing us a very long proposal, kind of this plan, and we based it off the joint BS/MS program in engineering for like computer science, because I'm a CS major, so I saw that. So I kind of brought that perspective to it. So that's why ASA brought me on to this project. So we were able to advocate for that. So now it's more so in the hands of our Department of Psychology to do it. So we as USG, as a collective body, have done our part, and now we can only wish for all the best for Dr. Roitman and her team to carry it out.
So essentially, for now, you just needed to propose the idea and the department should decide.
Yes.
All right.
Doesn't mean we won't stop pushing. We here, all of us here, are going to always keep fighting and advocating. But it's just we're happy that we were able to get some result. Any other questions? Yes.
So would this ultimately fall under like a GPA program, or is it like a different group?
So no, GPPA is more so. GPPA falls under honors college, but it's unique to that. So there could be a manner of connecting it to GPPA, but since it's a clinical psychologist position, it's a little bit more trickier with that because there's also it's kind of like a joint MS/BS program. So like you do your bachelor's degree, but then your third or fourth year you apply to do like your master's degree. Like you maybe have a certain number of credits left, then you would have to do like another application. That's one route. The other route is we do a GPPA similar program and you apply at the beginning. So there's a couple routes that the Department of Psychology could go upon, but that's very niche and specific to the actual major that it's dependent upon because every major is different. And to that extent, it's important to consider, and that's why we have to go to the Department of Psychology in that specific department for that decision to be made because they are the most wisest with that realm. I think I've gone over time.
It's fine, we have time.
Oh, okay.
Any-
Any other questions? Did that answer your question? Yes. Any other questions?
All right. With that, the report of the SSC director will be filed. Next, can we have the report of the Campus Life Committee Chair?
Yeah, so happy 9 GBM everyone. Just some initiative updates. The details for the food drive have been finalized, and a special thank you to Representatives Victoria, Safa, and Spencer for helping me design the collection box and put everything together. And then we also started brainstorming ideas for mental health fair at the beginning of next semester to kind of kick off the semester, and it basically just involves bringing a bunch of organizations and mental health related centers into one place, most likely near the bookstore in SE. And then it'll be like a tabling event to allow students to get the resources related to mental health that are available to them. And then I'm also in the process of brainstorming some other mental health related events that CLC could host. And then this week I also hosted our weekly CLC meeting. And we also had our CLC meeting for this week also today. And then some meeting updates. I met with Trustee Basta to discuss his Hunger Free Campus initiative and if the food drive could fit in with that, especially with the grant that he's trying to get for UIC. And then also with Chief of Staff Probary to discuss future events and initiatives. And then some future plans. I'm meeting with Representative Chief Patel to discuss how we could do an emotional support animal, like de-stressor event, and that will be taking place on Wednesday. So if you guys are interested in taking part in that meeting, feel free to contact me. And then also some announcements. So we're doing the Thanksgiving pop-up pantry food drive this week and next week, starting tomorrow and then ending next Friday. So, and then there's like a whole list of centers. So feel free to like donate. They take anything that's non-perishable, and then also toiletries. So if you have any like extra food or toiletries laying around, go and donate. And especially if you're a part of a center, the winning center gets like a food prize. So go and donate. And then also we'll be tabling as a part of the food security event with campus dining tomorrow and Wednesday. And then I have a form. Please try and volunteer. We're looking to fill up all those time slots with at least 2 representatives from USG at each time. And I know the link doesn't work, so I'll send it out in the email chain and then also I'll put it in the group meet. But yeah, please fill that out if you can. And then if you have any questions, feel free to let me know right now or you can contact me later.
All right, are there any questions or comments for the CLC Director's report? If not, the report of the CLC Director is filed. The next order of business is announcements. Are there any announcements?
Last week I talked to you guys about an event SLCE is hosting, a StrengthsFinder workshop. It is this week on Thursday. It's from 2 to 3:30 p.m. It's right next to the USG office, so feel free to go. Again, it's usually very expensive and it's really good for your resume in general, just to know about yourself and your leadership style. So I really encourage everyone to go. I don't think that there is an RSVP form. You should be able to just show up, but I will link everything in the email chain as well.
All right, are there any other announcements, Michael?
Tomorrow, UIC men's basketball is playing Northwestern at 6 p.m. So let's take that energy from tailgate and keep it going to like more and more games. It's like, a Chicago versus Chicago team. So we'd love to see everyone there.
Trish?
This is a fun fact going off of that I actually just found out is apparently, if you didn't know this, a student wins an iPad every single basketball game. All you have to do is show up to the game and they do a raffle and pick, and not a lot of people have gone to the game, so your chances are high statistically. But if you do go, then
Wait, tomorrow?
Tomorrow, 6 p.m.
yeah. So if you're looking for a free iPad, go to a free game and you may get a nice little gift.
All right.
Northwestern, you said? At Northwestern, 6 p.m.?
Is it at? No, I believe it's here. Oh wait, never mind. It's at Northwestern. Never mind.
Oh, is that Northwestern?
Oh, never mind. Yeah, it's at Northwestern. Okay, I spoke too soon. We're playing a different college next Saturday. I think it's here.
All
Yeah.
right, are there any other announcements? Or
Yeah. So this is an important one that we already discussed. USG Campus Safety Commissioner applications are opening tonight right after GBM, and it's open for everyone. It means it's open for you. I mean, not the e-board members. It's open for you, your classmates, any friends you know from UIC. Anyone can apply. So how it will be the process if someone asks you? You always can tell they can connect with me because we already put that in the forms. But the applicants, the candidates, has 2 weeks of time to apply, and the interviews will be rolling basis. So let's say you applied, we'll check, and then if you receive an email about interview, then we will have an interview. This commissioner will be under PRONA, so Campus Life Committee, but until 23rd of November, any applications are going to be considered for the interview. The second interview is if it's needed. Everything you need to know is on the form. Feel free to come to me to discuss if you have a question about that, or if you're interested in anything. You will find this form in the link tree, as we will also share the post. And feel free to post that on your social media if you like to, or send to your friends if they're interested in to be the campus safety commissioner. Thank you.
all right, Michael?
And then, by the way, the commissioner does get a stipend as well
Yeah.
for their work.
It's for the second semester, so officially we will introduce the commissioner the first meeting of next semester, and their term will be until the last meeting of the next semester. So please keep that in mind.
All right.
If you get the commissioner, could you lose your role as being part of your committee?
That's a good question, Maya. I think in that situation, yes, right? Okay.
Yeah, so representatives are not allowed to be paid according to our constitution. So in order to receive that stipend, but also to act as a commissioner, you'll be relinquishing your role as a representative and lose your voting power as a representative on bills, and you'll take up your role as a commissioner.
Thank you, Manasvi. Yeah. So yes, the answer is yes. But one thing you can keep on your mind, let's say you're not applying for being the commissioner, the campus safety commissioner will have like its own committee, as you can say. So if you're interested in that, but you're not going to apply or will be the commissioner, you still can be part of that committee. So it will be like a second committee for you. You still will be on your committee, but can help under the commissioner for UIC campus safety.
All right.
Any other questions? Yeah.
How much is the stipend?
Michael?
I believe 1,200. I think, off the top of my head. It might be a little bit different, but somewhere like a little bit above 1,000.
Yep. Right. Any other announcements? Yeah. All right.
Not really an announcement, but I had a question for Director Wong. In the merch form and the order sizes, is that like unisex size or? Because I was like, oh, should I go medium? Do I go large?
Yes. It says, it's just like, you can click on the links, and then there's like sizing charts and stuff, but it's just like basic, like unisex. Or like the shirt is technically like the men's sizing, which is the generic.
All right. Are there any other announcements?
I have a question about a SAS announcement. What is it, 2:30, 3:30, Thursday? I missed it. It's good to attend.
Yeah, it's a strengths finders workshop. So essentially, you kind of go through like, it's a pretty sizable survey. I think it's 45 minutes long. But the idea is you get to figure out and learn a lot more about yourself and your leadership style. And it's really good on job applications and your resume to have, because employers want to see what you're uniquely good at in your
What is it hosted by? Like, is there a thing we can like repost or something? Do you know about it? Or
I can find out.
Okay.
It's SOCE. I don't know if they have a post about it, maybe.
All right. Are there any other announcements? I have one. Film Society has an event, their last event of the semester this Thursday at 6 p.m. in Lecture Center F6. We're ordering our COF's allotment of the semester worth of pizza. So if any of you guys want dinner, stop by, please. We're ordering so much pizza. Honestly, to just use up the funds, and if we have extra, we'll just give it away at the library. But if you want warm pizza, I'd recommend showing up at 6, and you'll get to watch a great movie. We're watching The Boy and the Heron. It's the newest Studio Ghibli film. So if you want to stop by and watch it with friends. We're also partnering with Chinese Club, and they're going to bring some snacks. So if you guys are interested, stop by. With that, if there's no other announcements, we will move on to the next order of business, which is adjournment. Is there a motion to adjourn the meeting? All right. Is there a second?
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to adjourn this meeting. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All that opposed, please say nay. Does anyone abstain? The ayes have it. This meeting is now adjourned at 7:39 p.m.
Yay!